What is going on YouTube? Jay here from Maji and Jay. Today I'm about to give you an update on what I've been working on. A lot of you guys are into motorcycles, and yeah, this is a really cool item here that I got locally, and I got it at a very good price considering what it is. This is what they call the Roma. Some other companies rebranded it, but this particular one is called the Roma Super Hornet 150cc bike. And this one is fully automatic. It looks like a motorcycle, but in reality this is a scooter. It has a scooter motor known as the GY6, and I got it for only $700. The guy was asking $900 at first, and to make story short, this is one of those people, the guy that I got it from is one of those people who just buy things randomly or impulsively. You know, they got money. He lives in a very nice community, and he posted it on Facebook Market, and it's been there for a couple of weeks. He got tired of having it there. First he was asking $1,000, then he went down to $900. I offered $550. He said no way. He paid $2,500 in 2018, around the summertime of 2018, and he only used it for 229 miles. That's nothing, guys. That's not even breaking. Then he kept it inside his garage for months and months, and the bike doesn't start at all. It's fairly brand new, and to further prove it, he even left his temporary tag right there. So again, very interesting buy here. I got it for only $700 after you know, rough negotiations. We were going back and forth and whatnot, but anyways, in this video I want to show you how to get a bike started that has been sitting for quite a while, and I'm going to try to be as brief as possible. So I'm just going to jump into the things that you really need to check on even if it starts. You know, fuel gets old, as we know, and that's one of the first things you want to do. Is on this particular bike, the gas tank looks to be up here, but in reality it is not up there. Let me show you. This is a compartment which I like, so you can store things, and the actual gas tank cap is down here underneath that cover. Okay, so yeah, the first thing you want to do is get underneath the bike. The gas tank is around here in this area underneath, and there's a little plug you can disconnect and get it cleaned out, then add fresh fuel. That's the number one thing, especially this bike being sitted for about approximately 7 to 8 months. That's what he told me, and it has no power whatsoever. The next thing you want to do, if you buy it, I mean, if you're just testing it on the get-go, try to jump start it. By the way, on this bike, the battery is located underneath the seat like on many other scooters. So we have a little keyhole right here. Boom, the whole thing comes out. By the way, I don't like this seat much. It's kind of a weird glossy finish to it, and it looks cheap. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So anyways, here we have the battery. You're gonna need a Phillips screwdriver, and by the way, for everything we need to do to the bike, which is changing the oil, we're gonna do the spark plug, and we're gonna do the CDI upgrade, as well as charging the battery. Now the reason I am going to try to charge this battery is because this scooter is fairly brand new, so I'm pretty sure the battery is still good. It's just dead and it needs to be recharged. So you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. You're going to need a 17mm socket to drain the oil, which is down here. The plug is right here, and here we have the dipstick. Okay, so you can refill and check your levels, and yeah, you want to have it on the A stand as well. Then to remove the spark plug, you're gonna need a 5/8 spark plug socket. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and of course, to charge the battery, I went to my local retail store, Walmart, and I got this. Okay, I'm gonna try it and see if it works. So let's grab that Phillips screwdriver, and we're gonna be removing this plastic covering the battery. So we're gonna try that. I have jump cables, and to be honest with you guys, I already tried it, and it took a while for the scooter to start because the carb had a little bit of old fuel in it, I guess. And that's another thing you want to do, is remove the carburetor, clean it if it's necessary. Now again, this scooter being so new, I didn't have to. So I already upgraded the CDI. I'm going to show you the old CDI in a second. By the way, this CDI is really cool. I'm going to be providing the link below, and it's cool because of the fact that you can tune it to your specific scooter. So anyways, now we remove these two screws and the wires come out, and the whole battery is going to be disconnected, and then we're going to charge it. All right, so now we have the battery removed. All we want to do is connect the charger to a power supply. Here we have the positive and negative. You're going to connect this on the terminals. Here we have the positive and the negative. And as you can see right here, you have to read the labels of your battery. This is a 12-volt battery, so make sure the switch is on the 12-volt side. And now you want to connect it. So here we have the positive, and here we have the negative. And if the battery was bad, it will let you know by blinking this red light. It'll stay solid. If it starts flashing, that means that your battery is charging, and right now it's flashing. So this is expected. This battery again is fairly brand new. So now let's go back here once again. This is the old CDI, okay, and it was attached here to this part of the frame. The new one, unfortunately, is a little bit wider. I can't fit that mount, so I'm gonna zip tie it. But I decided to wait just because of the fact that I want to show you here the settings that I did. The connection is super simple. All you need to do is lift the clip here on the side, and the whole harness comes out. As you can see here on the left side, all I got to do is lift it like this, and the connection comes off. There's only two connections, and here we have a little knob. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to try to focus it the best way possible. There we go. So you see this dot right there. It's a metal dot, and then the white plastic has two dots. That line represents the arrow where it's pointing. So basically, I moved that white part. I went counterclockwise all the way to the end. You're gonna feel when it's not moving or when it stops, because you can't move it any further. So you go all the way counterclockwise, and I have it on the second line, moving clockwise. So again, you're gonna see a whole bunch of lines here. For the 150cc motor, my best settings were at the second line, and that's gonna give you better starts. It's gonna give you better acceleration and a little bit more top end speed. I would say maybe 5-6 miles an hour more. So there's a lot of things you can do to this little scooter to go faster, including a big bore kit that converts it to 180 cc's. But I'm not really looking to do that, because for me, 60-70 miles an hour, which is how fast this thing goes, is more than sufficient. Okay, and now we have here the performance spark plugs that I mentioned before. So these are for the 50cc 150cc scooter, and they are designed for the GY6 motor. The cool part about them is that they come pre-gapped for your motor already, and these have 3 sprungs. Let me show you what they look like here real quick, and they're fairly inexpensive. I believe I paid $10-12 for these. So here you have a better picture of them. Now here it shows only 1 sprung. Maybe I am wrong about the 3 sprungs. Let me just check that here real quick. Let's take it out, and the picture's actually wrong. These do have 3 sprungs. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but yep, we have 3 sprungs, and they come already pre-gapped. So what we're going to do now is remove here this coil plug, and we're going to insert the spark plug socket. Hopefully I can get to the end of it. Let's see. I think this is the correct size. Let me just insert it by itself first. Yep, and it is. Let's insert the ratchet. Excuse me for the video not being so stable, just that I have, like I said before, one hand holding the camera and the other's trying to remove the spark plug. There we go. And I think that's all we need. Here, let me just remove that, and now I can do it by hand. Very easy upgrade to do. And I will still change it. I mean, a lot of people say, well, that's not necessary. It's a fairly brand new scooter, but I just wanted to upgrade it anyways. So this is what it looks like right now. Again, it's a fairly brand new spark plug. Let's go ahead and take it out, and now we're going to be inserting the new one in. As I notice here, the old spark plug didn't have the tip, so what I'm going to do is remove it and insert it without it. I guess there are certain models that have or that need that tip. In this particular case, we don't need it. So now let's insert it in here. Let's see, just want to make sure I get this correct. And there we go. I got the thread already. Now we're going to insert here the socket again, get it hand tight. There we go. And now we're going to grab the ratchet in a second and get it tight. So there we go. And keep in mind that if you're doing this to another 150cc scooter, your location of the spark plug might be maybe on the front side of the frame, or it could be on a similar location, but the motors are the same. So just go to your right side of the bike and find it. It's not too hard. So right now I'm just going here. There we go. I already got that tightened. Let's insert this again, the coil plug, and we're all set to go. The next thing and the last thing to do before we start it, the battery's still charging over there, as you can tell. What we're going to do now is change the oil. You're going to do 10W40. You can also do 20W50, and those are for Harley Davidson bikes. 20W50 is designed for air-cooled motors. You don't want to go too thin on the oil, because you know these will get hot. So having heavier oil in it, it's going to make it so that it doesn't get too hot, and it's recommended. So let's go to the auto parts. We're going to get the oil and come right back. All right, so we're on our way here to my local auto parts store. It is called Advanced Auto Parts, and I think I'm gonna go with the 10W40. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think I should use, the 10W40 or the 20W50 for Harley Davidson motorcycles, which are also air cooled. So we're about to get there. See you soon. And of course, guys, we can't do this without a Slurpee from the 7-Eleven. These are the best. This is the cola kind, and you know, it keeps you cool. So what I got here is an oil pan from our local auto parts. I went with the 10W40 motorcycle 4-stroke oil. Okay, this is intended for these type of motors, and again, it's just going to keep the motor cooler. It says it back here that this is designed for high temperatures, high RPMs, and even with wet clutch systems. So this is perfect. Let's go ahead and place this underneath here. We have our socket. This is the 17mm one. I'm just trying to fit this underneath, and I think that's good enough. Let's see, I got paper towel over here. Let's keep it in handy in case something happens. And I got one of these things. Okay, I got a funnel. I had one, but it's kind of dirty, so I just decided to get a new one. It was like $1.30 approximately. Now this bolt on the inside is gonna have a let's see, I have this in reverse. I don't think I do. or yes I do. Anyways, it has a spring on the inside, so when you're taking it out, be careful. And it was kind of loose already. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the drain bolt is right here. Okay, so we're gonna be taking this carefully. I know I'm gonna get some oil on my hands. And by the way, this oil is pretty fresh. And there goes the spring that I was talking about before. So the oil, again, is pretty fresh, but it's garbage oil from China. So you want to get rid of that by the 300 miles. So me not being the first owner of this bike, I decided to just change it and be safe. And it's gonna take about a quart to refill. So let's clean my hand here, let it drain, and I'll be right back. I just want to let you know, guys, that when you take out the drain plug, this side has the filter on. There's another drain plug on the other side of the motor, but I decided to take it off from this side just because I wanted to evaluate this little filter slash mesh and make sure that there were no big chunks of metal giving us the indication that the engine has been abused on the break-in period. So it was pretty clean. It had just a few tiny little pieces of metal, nothing major, so I cleaned it all out. When you are about to reinstall it, this thing is going to be like narrow on one tip and a little bit more open on the other tip. So make sure the filter goes on like so. This is the narrow tip, and basically it's going to be pushed here by, let me show you how it's going to go. I'm trying to multitask here. So basically it's going to go on like that. Okay, so you can see we have the plug here, the spring, and then the filter is going to go on top. Okay, so let's put it on, let's fill it up again, and we go from there. According to the manuals of this scooter, we only need about 750 milliliters from this quart, which is equivalent to about 946 milliliters. So at the end we should have about 200 milliliters left in order to fill this up. So I got here everything I need. Let's go ahead and start filling it up. Hopefully I don't need anybody to hold this for me. Right, so right there you can see that it's covering all the way up to here, and that's an indication that we have a nicely filled engine. Alright guys, so I believe we got the battery charged to where it should start. So now we're gonna place the cover back on here. Make sure that you put everything back together. Everything was installed there for a reason. Okay, let's place the seat back on here, and we should be able to start it now. Everything looks good, back in place. New spark plug, oil change, new CDI, battery charge. We have fresh fuel in here. I added some fuel stabilizer as well. So let's see, I have a full tank, I believe, and as you guys can tell, we have a full tank right there. Let's go ahead and apply the brakes in order to start it. Make sure the switch is down. The lights are off, and here we go. She started right up. First start with the motor being cold. That is perfect, guys. You want to replace the oil every 1,000 miles for the engine. For the transmission, you want to do it every 2,000 miles. And talking about the transmission, I'm going to go ahead and get a kit for it to upgrade the transmission as well, to get a better grip on here and that everything works smoothly. So as you can tell, the bike is in like brand new condition. It was purchased in 2018. The guy only used it for a few miles, which is kind of crazy, and then he decided to let it go cheap, which is an advantage for me. But the bike works just fine, guys. Everything's good. I think I made a good purchase. Let me know down below. So there we have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what you think. Please subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll see you on my next one.